Hello guys, I welcome you to this tutorial video. On this training, I want to show you how to create a folded paper, alright, using the mask tool. So the first thing here now is to click on these grid lines, okay. So after doing so, you click on shapes in order to bring out the shape. Okay, so when you have brought this, remember to turn your magnet. So this U here is magnet. This U here is magnet, so that your object or anything you bring in can magnet. Okay, so when you on this magnet now, okay, you'll see what will happen. The next thing here is to reduce the opacity of this shape. Okay, so let's reduce to 50%. Okay, so the next thing is to click on mask. Okay, so when you click on mask, you enable this and click on out. All right, so when you click on out, you click on this positioning arrow, this arrow here. When you click on it, that means you can now raise this to any position that you like. Okay, so when you raise it to this particular point, now you can now click back here, because this is for the movement of the mask. All right, why this is for, okay, this is for the movement of the dots, while this is for the movement of the whole mask. Okay, so let's click here. All right, so after doing so, we can put this. Okay, so let's leave it at, okay, this out. Okay, so now let's go back to work. Okay, so what is the next thing to do? You drag this point to here, then you drag this one to this point, you drag this one to this point. Okay, now you click on this one here. We are going to remove this one. You click on it like this, and you click on this one, this first icon. Okay, so we have removed that point. Okay, so when you have done that, you click on this icon, these points here, all these dots. When you click on it, you drag this arrow to this level. You also click on this up one, you also drag this arrow, okay, to this line. You click on this one, you drag this one down to this one. Okay, so as simple as that. You click on this one, you drag this one, okay, you make this one straight, you put it straight. Okay, this one the same thing. Okay, so now when you have done this, now the next thing is to click here and bring this one inside a little bit. Click here, bring this one inside a little bit. The same thing here, you bring this one inside. click here, you also bring this inside. Okay, so this is how to create a folded paper. All right, so when you have done this now, the next thing to do is to mark. When you have marked, you go back to shapes. Okay, to import another shape, so you click on shapes. You still expand it the same way you did before. Okay, so you go back to mask. You enable it, click on out. Okay, so click on this positioning arrows. You can now drag this to the up like this. Okay, so you click back on this this one to enable the dot move around. Okay, so when you have done that, the same thing we did in the first one, so this time around we are going to drag this one to this point. Okay, so drag this to this point, we'll drag this to this point, then we'll click on this point and we'll go straight to this particular icon. Remember, we'll click on it, okay, to remove it. When we have done that, we can now click on this dot and bring this one like this. Click on this one and bring this one like this. We are trying to form a folded paper. Don't forget, at the end of the video you will understand it. All right, so click here. Okay, drag this to this point, click on this one, drag this to this point. Okay, remember to reduce the opacity. Okay, so let's reduce the opacity now. Reduce to 50. We are still going to increase the opacity, okay, but now let's just reduce it to 50 and mark. Okay, so after doing like this, okay, so the next thing now to do is to click here on these grid lines in order to set this one off the screen. Okay, so we have this now. So what's the next thing? The next thing is to click on this. Okay, click on any of them. All right, to give it a color. Okay, so before giving it a color, let's now increase the opacity. So now you go to opacity, you increase it. All right, you mark. Okay, so the first one, we'll click on it. Okay, in order to get the first one, because it seems the last one is covering the first one, so in order to get it, you can click on this particular icon at the top. Okay, then you locate the one. Okay, it's like this first one is the one to reduce or to increase the opacity. say let's try it. No, it's not this first one. So you go back, you click this second one. So let's check it. Yes, that's it. So increase the opacity of both of them. All right, so after increasing the opacity, so what's the next thing? We'll go to color. Okay, so we'll click on color. This is color now. Okay, so we'll go to gradient. We'll click on gradient. Okay, but before that, let's first give the first one color before this. Okay, so that you understand it very well. Okay, so let's first choose the first one. Okay, now this is the first one. All right, so we'll click on gradient. On gradient, you click on this plus sign. Okay, so I click on this plus sign, then the color I will choose is this. On this right part, I'm going to choose black color, so I click on it and I click on this cup here to choose black. Okay, so I click OK. Now on this left part, I am going to choose white. All right, so I click on it, I click on this cup and I choose white. I click OK. All right, so I now bring this to this point, bring this to this point like this. Then I click OK. All right, so let me adjust it more. All right, so this is better now. So after doing like this, okay, so go to the next one. We'll still go to color, we'll enable it and go to gradient. Sorry, we'll click on gradient. We'll still click on the plus sign. Now this, remember the first one I choose black on the right, then white on the left. This time around I'm going to choose black on the left side. Okay, so I click on this left side, I click on this cup, I choose black color, I click OK. So on this right part now, I'm going to choose white, so I click on it, I click on the cup, so I choose white color, I said OK. So let me now adjust it like this. I click OK. Let me adjust it a little bit. Let me still adjust it. All right, so this is better. So after doing like this, we can now make it to be closer. Okay, so after doing so, bringing it closer like this. After doing so, the next thing is to click on this icon at the top, then we'll click on this one down in order to merge both of them together. So we'll mark this one, then we'll click on this merging icon here to ask you if you are sure you want to merge the selected object. So you click OK. Alright, so you click back here. Now these two objects has been merged together. Okay, so what is the next thing to do? Now the next thing to do now is to bring them to this downside. You can reduce the size. Okay, now you bring it down and position it here depending on where you want to fold. Okay, so this is where I want to fold. All right, okay, so after keeping it here, you can now change the color, or you can click on this icon and make sure you lock it so that it won't move. Okay, now after doing like that, you can click on this background icon. When you click on it, you can click on color to choose any color that you want. Okay, so now this is a folded paper that we have created. All right, so you can make use of this folded paper. You can make use of it as, you know, as a background or anything that you want to design. Okay, so let me choose my favorite color. I like this color so much. Okay, now this is it. You can use this to design anything that you want to design. Okay, so I know you have known how to make this by watching this tutorial video. Okay, so that is all, and that is how to make a fold paper. Okay, so I am happy that you are watching this. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. All right, so that you can get the next video that will come online. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. See you on our next video. God bless you.